Gotta get more followers.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Friday, October 28th. We gotta get that timestamp up. I move it down after I'm done recording. It's 8:15 Eastern. Somebody asked what time zone. I'm in the Eastern time zone, and that is the time, 8:15 on the great Friday, the 28th, the last Friday of the month. We got 2 months left till the end of the year. Insane. It's been a great year, though, I gotta admit. Doing what we did yesterday. Gonna play a little jazz, see if we can take a few trades. Market opens in 5 minutes. If you're saying to yourself, CFT, what are you saying? Market doesn't open until 9:30. Not for us treasury traders. The US session starts at 8:20 a.m. It's good to know these things. It's important. So let's see if we can find a trade or two today. I'm gonna try to keep it to half hour or less, so we'll trade through the open and call it quits. I'm usually not big on trading Fridays, but there's a lot going on. You may have seen I posted not one, but 2 videos in the last 10 hours. The Apex running a big sale. I'm sure you heard about it since I have it on my site. Then made the video, sent out an email, all that stuff, but it's a great deal if you haven't heard. Let's take a look real fast. I swear we're gonna get to the trading, but you know how I roll. Let's take care of business first. We're gonna reload our site here. Apex Trader Funding, 80% off. All accounts up to 10, and future months are 60% off. In the past, it was always 50%. Now, 60% off future months. This runs till Wednesday, November the 2nd, the end of the day. It's a great deal. It's the best deal out there right now. By far, 80%. Use that code CAN80. I love Apex. I don't know how you'd miss it if you came to my site. You might say CFT is a little bit overkill having the 2 images. The problem is if you go to a different page, you don't see the big one on the front. So it keeps it nice. Nice little reminder that my friends at Apex are running a sale. Since we're here, though, let's recap some of the other sales, because there's quite a few. They're not all in the front because they're not all in my top 5, but let's do our best. Apex, Buellnox running 70% off. UProfit Trader just this morning, within the last 30 minutes, sent an email that said, CFT, we got a deal to pass on. They're doing 50% off for Halloween. Code UProfit Treat, and I checked, there's just one T, so it's not 2 distinct words. They kind of ran them together. Elite Trader Funding doing the 65% off the one steps and end of days, $50 100Ks or $50 resets. On top of that, Tick is running a sale. You can find that over here. If we go down, let's go. We'll use the handy links. I put them up top. Tick Trader, you use 60% off. Insane the amount of deals. But of course, Apex, top notch. Speaking of Apex, let's trade some Apex. I've been with Apex over a year. I love them. There's a reason I'm excited when they run a sale. I like hearing about people joining the Apex Trader team. They have a great community as well on Facebook. If you're a Facebook type of person, I don't participate there. I lurk, just to see what people are saying. So like yesterday, we're going to start off with a 10 lot. Maybe we'll up it to 20. I didn't even do that yesterday. I just stuck with the 10. See if we can find a nice trade. Now we're 1 minute away from the open, so usually not a fan of going into the open with a trade. So probably going to sit this one out, wait a minute or two, see what happens. Let's watch and see. You will notice, I will alert you 1 minute early, that when the market opens, all of this data will clear out, including the trades that have occurred and the volume profile here in this column. I have Jigsaw set that way. You don't have to, but I like to get a fresh start. I just want to see the current session's information. That is an easy setting if you would prefer to keep the overnight information as well. Today's jazz music, like I said, I'm not going to navigate away. We're 15 seconds. I'll show you what today's jazz music is in a second. And there you go. Apparently this clock is slightly off since the session reset. Either that or the UB market was just ahead by 5 seconds. Looking at my other clock, it looks like this one might have just been a few seconds behind. That's okay. It really doesn't matter. So let me grab that link for today's jazz music. Nothing too exciting so far. We're going to give it a few minutes to shake out anyways. Here, let's go here. We don't need the crude oil information anymore. This is today's jazz music. Friday morning jazz, autumn jazz for a good mood, and bossa nova music in October. They're really hitting all the keywords there. Cafe Music BGM channel. They got a lot of subscribers. I wish I had 3.67 million subscribers. That's a tough ask for a futures trader. But we're getting up there. I don't speak as much about the how many subscribers and all that I have lately. I'm somewhere in the 6,000s. Once you kind of get to 5,000 from there, 10,000 is the next big goal, but we got a little ways to go. That will be sometime next year. But I appreciate each and every one of you for watching. Been a pretty tight little trading range here on the Ultra Bond. So we're gonna wait and see what transpires next week. A couple of news events happening. One I like most is the monthly non-farm payroll. That is on Friday. If you're asking yourself, CFT, what's that? I've never heard of non-farm payroll, or you've heard of it and you said, you know what, I don't really understand what it is. I'm not going to tell you. I'll leave you with some homework for the weekend. You go investigate that. You figure out why it is an important news release. Always for people up in their game, learning a little something, learning besides just the nitty-gritty trading. Get in there, learn a little bit more about the markets, the news, what impacts the markets, the different products, what they represent. All right, looks like buyers getting a little rowdy. Not super hot rowdy. They're like medium spice rowdy. Friday's usually a little bit slower in the treasuries unless there's something big going on. That's why I don't typically trade them. Kind of keep it tight. Trade Monday to Thursday, 4 hours a day. Call it quits. Frees up a lot of your time. I think we might be looking at a 1 or 2 tick scalp type of day. If you didn't figure it out already. Not a lot of catching up to do here. I'm going to change it to 1 tick and 1 tick only. Let's just see if we can grab a tick. And maybe we go with some size. How about we do that? Trade 20 lots. No, that's like a king's ransom to some. It's unheard of. Not around these parts. Trade big size, quick hits. It's like sniper going in, taking out those contracts. We want to get paid. Still holding on here, reading the market like a crystal ball. A little foggy, not seeing what it wants to do. It's funny, the jazz music we're watching is a live stream and there's people chatting. And they're having full-on conversations, much like traders have when they're watching live stream traders or in chat rooms. These people know each other. They obviously watch this jazz channel quite a bit to talk about their families and what they're up to on the weekends. I find it a little bit amusing. I didn't expect that on a random jazz music channel, but I guess on all fairness, it has 3.7 million subscribers. It's going to have some engagement. All right, we got an interesting little situation here. Is this getting ready to break a low? Do we want in on the hot action? We're just going for a tick. And if it moves without us, that's okay. If we're sitting here contemplating and boom, it shoots down 3 ticks, so many people are like, I missed out, I should have went short, I should have did that. Yeah, guess what? Hindsight is 20/20. Don't be an armchair quarterback trader. Nobody wants to hear your stories about the trades you didn't take. People barely want to hear the stories about the trades you did take. So just learn to focus on the trades you are taking and not all the what ifs and oh, I should have. I would argue, no, I shouldn't have. If this just went wild and broke loose down right now, that's fine. There's nothing telling me right now that that's about to happen, so there's no way I could have known that. I can get filled here for 20. That'll be dandy. All right. See if we can get our quick hit here. Quick Ultra Bond, 1 ticker. You might be saying CFT yesterday, just yesterday, it was breaking high and you moved your take profit like 2 or 3 ticks up because you said when it breaks, it usually breaks for a tick or 2. And I stand by that. But in this situation, it's trading in a pretty tight range. I don't think we're going to get some sudden run for 3 ticks. So I will be, oh, there we go. We get our 1. And see, yeah, we could have got a second one and maybe a third. But you know what? We just picked up about $600, a little more, just like that. So gonna save the what ifs and I should have did that because I don't play that game. I play that was a good trade. Let's look for the next one. And I'm not a fan of chasing. I mean, if you think this is going to continue to break down, by all means, join the party. But I like to give it a little time. Let's feel it out here. Because as great as it is taking a winning trade, there's nothing that sucks more than giving it right back. Because you start getting greedy, you start chasing things. Alright guys, welcome back. It's almost 2 hours later. I think it is 2 hours later. Nothing much happened after my first trade. I recorded for a good half hour. I won't say nothing much happened. There's actually quite a bit of activity, especially at 8:30. But I did not take any trades. And rather than subject you to half an hour of me just sitting and watching and bantering about nothing, I thought, let's pick this up again later and see if we can find a trade or two to close out this Friday. Went to the coffee shop, went to the dog park. Thinking a lot about trading stuff. We're going to talk about it here while we wait for a nice trade. One of the thoughts I had was just a warning, if you will. Next week, a couple of news events. Got FOMC on Wednesday. Got non-farm payroll on Friday. Usually causes a little flurry of activity when those happen in the markets. If you're not familiar with those news events, I recommend you go check them out, learn about them. Look back, they happen once a month. You can see how the market reacted in previous months to give you an idea. A little word of warning. It's also, and I'm watching, don't worry, I'm watching for a trade as I riff here, but I was thinking about, just traders in general, and I know my channel gets a lot of newer traders, so I'm not trying to talk down to anyone with a lot of trading experience. I'm just trying to cater to anyone who's new to trading and hopefully share some words of wisdom. Of course, you don't have to listen to anything I say. First thing I'll say is everybody trades differently. They trade different products, they trade using different software, they trade using different setups. I'm just sharing what I do. It's not for everybody. I know. Believe me, I know. People like their charts. They like their micros. I'm not a fan of either, but that's okay. Just because I don't like them doesn't mean you don't have to trade them. You can do what you like. But if you're here and you want to watch, you want to see some depth of market action, you want to see some treasury action, I'm glad to have you. Welcome. I was thinking though, I've been just out there in the trader streets, seeing people's conversations and what they're talking about. Sometimes it's kind of scary. I see a lot of gambling references. I'm just gonna YOLO this. There's a sale. I'm just gonna buy 20 accounts and go for it. I think there will come a day where you realize you have to put in a bit of work and practice your craft. Trading is an art. I'm very much stand by that. It's an art, not a science. That's why I can't give you some very tight, specific trade setup and say, when you see this, do that. It is much more when you see 4 or 5 different things, then do that. I'll give you an example in a second, but I want to continue first, talk about just other things I see people do, and they chase the latest and greatest thing, and that comes in many forms. Sometimes it's a brand new evaluation company, hits the streets, all of a sudden everybody's on it. It's $10 cheaper, I'm signing up. They know nothing about the company. They have no reason to understand if it's a legit company. And believe me, there are companies out there who are not legit. They will take your money, and if you pass and make profit, they will not pay you out. I'm not going to name these companies because I want to give them zero attention, but there's definitely a few out there. You will not find those companies on my website. I keep it positive. I only endorse companies I know are reputable. I know they pay out. They have the best interest of their traders at heart. That's why I encourage people to go to my site. You know you're in for a good time with those companies on there. But people also just trading the latest, greatest trading system. Somebody talks about whatever. They use this take profit and this stop loss, and they use this crossover, and they're doing really well. All of a sudden, everybody wants to try it out. No reason to. It might not even be a product they trade, but just they heard that it makes money and they want in. That is not a road to success. Trade chat rooms where they're calling out trades. No bueno. I'm going to stand by it. You got to put in the work. You got to figure it out yourself. If you're relying on someone else to make you money, I feel sorry for you because I already know you're not going to succeed. I don't know any big successful traders whose system involves taking trades from other traders or chasing the latest, greatest indicator or software or whatever out there. It's people who've learned their craft. They put in the hours. They've dedicated their time to becoming a top-notch trader. So I encourage you to do the same. It's a lot of work. I know people want the shortcuts. They want the easy way in life. Hate to tell you, I know I'm getting old. I'm saying all the things that old people say, but there's no free lunch. You don't get to just show up and tell someone else, hey, you do this for me and make me a bunch of money. It doesn't work that way. And believe me, I get those emails, and there's a reason I stopped answering emails and I stopped allowing comments on my YouTube video. Unfortunately, there comes a point where I'm just going to focus on me. So I apologize to all you legitimate people with good questions because unfortunately the masses have ruined it for you. I am no longer interested in receiving and talking to all those people or even seeing their comments and questions. Let's get back to this depth of market I mentioned a little bit ago. The story and how it's not a science. There's not a specific ABC relationship. When you see A and B, do C. I mean, I've said it many times. We're looking at all these numbers. Now, we are focused right on the action at hand, so we're not too worried about up here and down here. It's not like I'm reading every single number on here. But we're very interested in all of this, and we're very interested in all of this. It's not just the limit orders on the book, and it's not just the pulling and stacking, and it's not just the orders executed. And it's not just the relationship between the Ultra Bond and the 10 years. It's all of it. It's also the velocity, the pace at which things are happening. Some days it's just moving, it's just ripping around. Other days, barely moving. Somewhere in between, I feel, is the sweet spot. Today's not too bad. We need some movement, we need some pace, we need some velocity in order to grab our few ticks. We don't need a standstill. But earlier at like 8:30, which you won't see in this video, but if you want to go back and look at it, it was ripping around. That's not a great time to trade. Not at least the style I'm trading. If you want to go for it and maybe hit a home run, be my guest. But I feel like you're taking a 50-50 bet. You're either going to hit a home run or blow your account out. Some people trade that way. I wouldn't consider it actual quality trading. It's just people going for it. We're seeing the buyers over here pulling. We're seeing the sellers stacking. We're seeing a lot of selling here. Starting to paint the picture, tell the story. We're reading what's happening in the now, in the moment. It's why I don't like charts. People like to look at charts and think the past is going to dictate where we go in the future. I would argue it has nothing to do with it. I laugh at people who paint these elaborate pictures based on the charts. They draw a bunch of lines about support and resistance and consolidation and testing new highs and triple tops and all that stuff. These guys are telling the story, the people actually trading. People reading the charts are telling the story all right, but they're just making up some fictional story. I'm reading the non-fiction right here. This is the real world. How about this jazz music? All right, guys. We're being patient. We're being disciplined. We're waiting. I'm watching. Don't worry. I know you guys are thinking, CFT, when are you going to take a trade? And if you're thinking that, then I'm sorry. That's just not what you get here. You don't get the fast-paced action. What you get is high probability winning trades with size, actual profits. It's definitely not the cleanest of days. A little hesitant to get in. It's not taking a lot of volume to move this down, which also means it would not take a lot of volume to move it right on back up against us if we were to go short. So sure, the sellers are selling and they're moving the price down, but they're not telling a convincing story. Also encourage people to not play the what if game. Oh, what if I had jumped in there? Oh, I should have took a short there. No, man. If you have specific trade setups, you wait for them, and you hit them hard when they show up, and that's it. I definitely discourage the armchair quarterback, looking back, hindsight trader type of mentality. Because chances are you're also only doing that on the negative sense, putting yourself down for not taking a trade. I don't hear too many people going, oh, I was going to take a trade there, I didn't. Thank God I didn't, because it would have screwed me. Occasionally you hear that, but usually it's people feeling like they missed out. And then they start getting antsy and they feel like they have to get in because they don't want to miss out on the next trade. It's the wrong mentality to have. No, it might sound a little bit different than what maybe others say. And it might not sound very interesting. You might be like, CFT, no, I want to get in there. I want to trade. I'm a trader. I'm a futures trader. You'll also be a futures loser if you keep chasing it around, taking trades. Also, one thing I hear a lot of people say and they talk about is, because I only trade in the mornings, and they say, oh, you're either directly to me or in general, they're saying you're giving up your edge. You should be trading it. If you have setups that work, you should be trading all day, all night. Forget the all night part. Let's even just say all day. Open to close, US session. Trade it all day. You should be capitalizing on that. You're leaving money on the table. Highly disagree, highly disagree, because they're putting this in a very binary sense and they're not looking at all aspects of that statement. I'm not saying there's not trade setups to be had in the afternoon, but the other factors, things like fatigue, things like hunger, things like boredom, you start chasing trades because you're bored, it's 2 p.m., you feel like you haven't made as much money as you were hoping to, so you start entering trades at will. Not too often I see that resulting in positive results. Usually what happens is someone takes a losing trade. Now they're even worse off than they were. Now they really want to make it back. And the just snowballs out of control in a negative way. So I strongly disagree with the concept or the idea that you should be out there trading all the time. Even if you have the time, you have the free time. I have the free time. I could be trading all day, all night. I choose to fill my time, though, with other things, and I don't feel like I'm missing out. And I know it's difficult. I did it first. When I first started trading, I wanted to trade as much as I possibly could. I wanted to be in there, in the mix, making trades, being a futures trader. Well, you learn the lesson. It's one of those lessons that over time, you make enough mistakes like that one, eventually you say, you know what, maybe I should try something else. And that something else was trading less and waiting and being patient. It feels uncomfortable at first. You don't want to do it. But if you can train yourself to do it, I'm telling you, it's just my opinion, but it's definitely the more favorable way to trade. Alright guys, we're back. I legitimately ran out of ideas and things to talk about. It's been like 20 minutes. I started doing other stuff on the internet. Would like to have one more trade for the video though. Kind of end on a nice note. So I have it all queued up. When we enter, we're going to go for just a one tick take profit. We're going to limit order in, see if we can get filled. We get filled, hopefully get that immediate tick up. Going to wait. I should say tick up or down, but it's been moving kind of upwards or long, as the kids say, which is why I was eyeballing a long position. Definitely not the best trading day, not the worst, but just the action, I would say, is not as conducive. Again, reasons why I don't trade on Fridays. Just not as crystal clear. The crystal ball just doesn't always work as well. See, we're seeing the sellers pile on here, the buyers pulling away. And on that note, we're gonna go short. See if we can get a fill here. And we didn't. It's okay. Gonna leave it for a second. I don't anticipate it's gonna rip right through us. Looks like we might have to change our game plan. Well, let's hang on. A lot of times this kind of interplay between prices is exactly what the doctor ordered for a one-tick scalp. Now, unfortunately, we're sitting just outside the activity, but if it pops up there, we get our fill, we might get that pop right back down and get out. All right, we might get filled here. Just need a few trades to transpire. Boom, all right. Let's see if we can get that pop down. I like that. Not a lot of contracts, but some. Guys are pulling. I like that. Look at that. Just need a quick Quick move down. Boom, just like that. That's what it is, man. I know, sometimes it looks easy. It is not easy. We sat there here for a good while waiting for something to take. If I had to summarize a few things from today that I maybe talked about. One, there's a reason I don't typically trade on Fridays, and the activity, the action in the market's just a little too... I hate using the word choppy, because I know that's a word that chart traders like to use, but I'll say choppy. Not getting those smooth, clear directions like I like. We're not seeing any hint of a catch-up. It's just bouncing around. But those set themselves up for great one-tick, two-tick winners, and that's exactly what we did. Patience was very important today. All of that for, a decent dollar amount. But in terms of ticks, we did not make a lot of ticks today, and that's okay. What else can I tell you? Know when to call it quits. I'm bored already. Bored of trading. And I normally would stop at lunchtime anyway. It's almost 11. It's a Friday. I think it's a good time to just call it quits. You gotta know when you gotta call it quits. Don't buy into that rhetoric that you should be trading all day. Imagine sitting here from now till 4 p.m., 5 more hours trying to trade this. No thank you. I bought some nice books on Amazon. I'm gonna read one this afternoon. That's what I'm gonna do. Lost art of actually reading. Looking forward to the weekend. Little break from trading. Got a few things going on next week besides the FOMC and the non-farm payroll. Myself be announcing something. I think I mentioned yesterday's video. I can't remember, but not saying what it is yet. But something new. A little challenge between me and another trader, and I'm looking forward to it. Add a little spice to life. It's going to be a long thing, though. It's not going to be like a 2-day or 1 week type of thing. So I'll be posting updates along the way, but I will tell you guys what that is all about on Monday once we get started. I think that's it, guys. I hope there was some useful info, some content in here. If you've stuck around this long, I really hope you're enjoying it. And on that note, I wish you all the best weekend. Good luck with your trading. Think about some of those things we talked about. You don't have to take my advice, but hey, if something struck a chord, I encourage you to pursue it. Look into it some more. Think about taking some steps, whatever those might be. Guys, I'm going to see you in the next video.